Alright, and sorry for making so many videos. Again, guys, I'm just trying to post some good videos. And again, again, I respect what, y'all can have your own opinions. I just, like, on the two videos I just posted, okay, all I'm doing is sharing my opinion, okay, and how I feel, my thoughts. It ain't the point of right or wrong, because it's not, people, okay? You can save you're wrong, man. You know what you're talking about. You can save the argument. But at the end of the day, and like I said, go check out Jeffrey Strogan, his post, community post, I'm saying, and or also mine, because I also shared it. And I'll say this, man. And again, and then like I said, this is my last video until, I don't know, but again, it just, stuff that needs to be said. And it's not the point that, hey, letting haters get to you. Because at the end of the day, no, man. At the end of the day, like I said in my last video, you're doing something right if you have so many people hating on you. You're doing something right. Because that, to me, if you don't have haters, you must not be doing something right. Some of you can disagree with that, but but at the end of the day, it's like, dude, you need to get in touch with reality and realize, like, you're the one that's the problem, not the person. Like this guy the way he's speaking to Jeffrey, saying, "Oh, I stole all your this," and all. It's like, dude, number one, why don't you grow up? Like, why don't you reveal your age? Like, are you 8 years old? Are you a child? Because that's what you're acting like. Like, at the end of the day, man, I think common sense needs to hit you a bit. Like, and again, you're choosing, like, if you don't like somebody or like somebody's channel, it's like, at the end of the day, you got the choice to move on, man. Like, quit acting like their channel, okay, is the only channel on YouTube for you to watch. When it's, like, not true, man. There are millions. Billions, actually, if you want to say. Like, and I say the same, like, with mine. Or, like I said, but it's just, again, man, Jeffrey ain't the problem. I'm not, again, you're the one that's the problem, dude. Because you're the one that don't have a grip on reality, that you're choosing to hate and be a bitter, hateful person, to let your pride get the better of you. That, again, man, but look what you're saying, dude. And who's the worst person? And you're trying to make people believe Jeffrey or Michael or who, and it's like, yeah, dude, but look what you're saying. Why don't you take a reflection of what you're saying? Who's got the worser problem? It's like, who's got the problem? It's just, again, man, like, that's what gets me nowadays, the way people choose to hate. And that's why, like, for me, like I said, again, I don't let it bother me, and I don't really give a freaking flying flip, because it's like, at the end of the day, I'm not the problem, man. You can hate as much as you want, but why don't you go take a good hard look in the mirror and look the way you speak and talk to people and choose to, and I'm the issue. I don't think so. And like I said, anybody with good common sense, you would not believe the BS without looking into it and realize, dude, I'm not the one that's the problem. Yeah, I know what he is saying about me, but at the end of the day, people, he is playing you. He is playing you like a fiddle and lying through his teeth and gaslighting and manipulating you. Why are you being like a fish on a hook and being baited into it? Just saying. You know what I mean? But I see it all the time. The way people are out there threatening and doing this, and it's like, dude, people, at the end of the day, it ain't that person or that person that's the problem. It's you, man. Number one, you're letting that person make you that way, or you're just choosing to be that way. That's why, like, again, people, you just don't let hate bother you. You don't let hate bother you. Because, like I said, all you are is a keyboard warrior that sits in your grandparents' or your basement, and you got nothing better to do with your life. And it's pretty sad. Like I said, I prayed for people like you, honestly, because you need it. But it's like, at the end of the day, man, you can hate as much as you please, but at the end of the day, it ain't the person that you're hating on is not the issue. It's you, man. Because you're just really reflecting the issues or problems that you're having, and you're using somebody else to put it on. And then and then you're out there taking everything out of context, trying to manipulate and fool people. Pretty sad, if you ask me. Like I said, you all can have your own opinions and thoughts. That's fine, but I'm just saying, pretty dang sad. Like, you know, but that's the kind of life you choose. And hey, it's like, hey, whatever, man, you know? I'm not here to tell people what to do, and what you choose to do with your life, hey, that's your choice, man, not mine. You know, I make my own decisions. You can make your own decisions. But I'm just saying, it's just pretty dang sad to me, you know. But that's why I like to make videos like this, because at the end of the day, people understand that you always remember, you're not the problem. People that are choosing to do nothing but hate on you, you need to just always understand, you're not the problem. It's not you. They're trying to make it about you, but it's not you. It's them. You know, it's them. It's not about you. You know, it's about them. They're just reflecting. That's what they're doing. You know, but again, it's just ridiculous. You know, y'all, like I said, get a grip, man. Get a grip on reality. Quit acting like a child. Or why don't you tell us your age? Are you know, is that what it is? You 8 years old or 10? I guarantee you're not. You're probably freaking a 40-year-old or even like me, you know, a 30-year-old man that you can't act your dang age. Even if you're 18, you're still an adult, man. You're a young adult, but still. But you can't act like it. Like I said, pretty dang on the sad, but again, it is what it is. But anyway, guys, try not to keep this one too long. I apologize. This will be the last. But again, just stuff that needs to be said and talked about. Like I said, you know, not just for me, but for anybody else. You know, you want to pass it on and share. You know, again, appreciate it. You know, but again, I'm just voicing my own personal opinion. Like I said, you all can have yours. But again, at the end of the day, like I said, people, it's always going to be. I mean, at the end of the day, but just always remember, like I said, the people that are hating on you, understand, even though they're making it about you and they're out there, but at the end of the day, it's not. And that's why, like I said, I don't get bothered about it. Because it's, again, man, yeah, man, I know that person's making videos on me. Yeah, I know he's saying that, but, dude, he's talking about himself. He's reflecting to himself. He's just using me. And that's why I don't worry about it. And like I said, people, you don't believe everything you hear, man. At the end of the day. But like I said, let them hate, man. You let them hate. At the end of the day, like I said, man, all they're doing is making it bad for themselves. And like I said, karma is going to come back to haunt them. Because y'all know how karma works. You know how karma works. And it's going to come back. And it's going to get them. So, you know, I've seen it happen a lot with people. You know, the instant karma comes right back. You know, and then they got nobody but themselves to blame. Because, hey, man, look at the way you're choosing to be. You got nobody else but yourself to blame. You know? And again, I'm not being hurtful or meanful. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest about it. That's all. Just being honest. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Like I said, I appreciate watching the other videos and liking. Like I said, if you want to share, pass it on, that's fine. But subscribe, again. But you don't have to, people. Like I said, all I'm here to do is I'm just being honest. I'm not saying I'm always right, wrong. It's just honesty. You all can have your own honest opinion. But like I said, people, do not let these people bother you. Because at the end of the day, realize you're not the problem. It's them. They're just reflecting and just using you because they can't go take care of their own problem. They don't realize they got a problem up here. And instead of going and taking care of it and working through it, this is what they choose to do. You know, but take it easy.